Worldwide TV and Ramadan Kareem to all our Muslim brothers and sisters out there. I am Ojunayo Adedere. With me in the studio I have...
I'm Ambassador Rochi Merilo, son of the prophetess, the man who is Mbuweke. Good afternoon to all of us all over the world.
Thank you for joining me in the studio. And this is another edition of News Review brought to you by Wisdom Yard Television. You know how we do it on the show. Bring to you news that made it to the top. We're going to short commercial break. When we come back, we discuss the one we feel we should discuss. And, well, do not forget our sponsor still remains Nokpa Abals. Thank you for always staying true to us. So straight to business, we have Punch. Family kicks as Otun Balogun insists Olubadan designate unfit to rule. Eid el-Fitr, be modest in celebration. First Lady urges Muslims. NBA felicitates Muslim lawyers. Seek peaceful Nigeria. Fire raises 14 Lagos market buildings. 4 structures collapse. Of Vanguard newspaper, we have tariff hike. 20% of Band A customers still without prepaid meters. Okwama, Army Board begins sitting today in Warri. Mabel confirms end of marriage to comedian AY. 10 years after Chibok, agony of abduction plagues Nigeria. And on Daily Post newspaper, we have no room for criminal-minded migrants in Nigeria, immigration boss. Ex-appeal court justice, Belgore dies at 70. Eid el-Fitr, be security conscious, celebrate responsibly, Wike to FCT Muslims. These are the news that made it to the top. Let's go on a short commercial break. When we're back, we'll talk on the one we should talk about. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nokpa, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. Your family just can't get a better companion aside Nokpa. Nokpa Herbal Mixture, your family's best bet.
With Nokpa, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
Nokpa for management of power.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. That's our sponsor, Nokpa. You can order for any of our products. Nokpa Herbal Mixture, Herbal Cool, Herbal Tonic, Herbal Energy Flusher, Herbal Bitters, and Herbal Energy Powder. So straight to business without wasting much of our time. Still in the mood of Eid el-Fitr, that is the Muslim celebration today. The First Lady of Nigeria says, be modest in celebration. First Lady urges Muslims.
Well, thank God for the message that is coming out. That is what the First Lady is supposed to say. And I believe no Muslim will go to the extent. For now, with the look of things in the country and now the price, the hike in price of food commodity. For instance, now somebody called me yesterday that a hen costs at least nothing less than 25,000 naira. So how much is the salary? What's the salary of the person that is going to the market to purchase that kind of hen? So it's a welcome speech and it's a good speech unto them. But I believe nobody will tell Nigerian what to do before Nigeria knows what to do with the present condition of the country.
Oluremi Tinubu, the First Lady of Nigeria, has enjoined Muslims across the country to exercise moderation and not discard the lessons of Ramadan on the altar of celebration. If you look at it very well, Oluremi Tinubu is actually a Christian and the husband is a Muslim.
He's a Muslim.
So she coming out to tell them, you have to do everything with modesty, like you have to do it. Some people want to go as far as taking loan because they want to celebrate this.
I don't believe that. Because it's just a breaking of a fasting of 30 days.
Some people want to go.
It is not in the period of Ileya. It's only Ileya that you see people that want to go to the extent of borrowing money. You don't get what I'm saying. Except that person is insane. For you to have gone to the extent of borrowing money all because you want to celebrate your 30 days fasting.
Our senior special assistant on media, Mrs. Busola Kukoi, conveyed the Eid message in a statement on Wednesday titled HE Senator Oluremi Tinubu felicitates Muslims. Kukoi noted that the First Lady rejoiced Muslims in Nigeria on the completion of the holy month of Ramadan. She also enjoined Muslims to sustain the good deeds exhibited during the month, ascertaining that Ramadan is a period of reformation and the teachings of how to live a selfless and godly life. If we look at it very well, most of all the Muslims out there right now, most of them, they tell you that during this Ramadan period, I can't smoke, I can't drink, I can't do this, I can't do that. But you still see them after the Ramadan period, they still go back.
It has becoming as usual. It is what we call an Adamic nature. They believe, so most of the Muslim believe during the Ramadan period is the only time they can dedicate their lives and define themselves. It shouldn't be. During the Ramadan period and after the Ramadan period, there is no day that you not but dedicate yourself in the presence of the Almighty Allah.
That it shouldn't be, because the fact that you are letting go of everything that you used to do before the fasting came in, I feel you should be able to continue. If you can separate yourself from smoking, if you can separate yourself from drinking for 30 days, it did not stay there. That definitely you can actually stop it for life. Things that you see that you are doing that are not healthy for you, and things that you see that is standing as a sin. Because if it is not something that is going against your religion, you wouldn't stop it
during the Ramadan period.
But now, after the Ramadan,
you still go back into it.
You are just a camouflage Muslim. Yeah. So whatever you will not be able to do after the Ramadan, I just urge you.
Within the Ramadan.
Whatever you will not be able to do during the Ramadan, thank you very much. Please don't do it after the Ramadan. I think that is what the First Lady is trying to tell Nigerians out there. We have to do everything with moderacy. Like everything has to be moderate. Second one, I have 10 years after Chibok, agony of abduction plagues Nigeria. 10 years have passed, but whenever Mary Shetima hears footsteps at the door, she thinks her kidnapped daughter has come back. You know, there are some people that still date.
I was wondering why the rest of the Chibok girls were not released. Were not released yet. Most especially, I think the lady Shaib, the Christian lady, that they said the kidnappers. Is it buried or they don't want to release her?
I think I heard of one that she said she was buried alive. That she was, a part of her body was in the just her head was outside.
Outside the forest. So why are they not releasing the rest? What's the federal government doing about the rest of the Chibok girls that was being kidnapped? And this kidnapping of a case happened during the tenure of Goodluck Jonathan. And after Goodluck Jonathan, we have Buhari. Buhari have come, Buhari have gone. Now we have the present president. So the present president, if we want to urge the present president at least to try as much as possible to bring back those that are still in the den of the kidnappers.
It is better to know that a child is dead than
to know the child is still alive, but you don't know the whereabouts of the child.
Most of these women out there, those mothers out there, they still have hope because they've not announced to them that their children are dead. They still have the hope that their children are still alive out there. So the federal government has a lot of work to do to help them locate where these children are. Yana Galang is waiting for her daughter, so she keeps her clothes laid out ready for her to return. A decade after Nigeria's most infamous mass adoption, almost 100 of the 276 Chibok girls seized from their school by Islamist Boko Haram militants are still thought to be held captive. The kidnapping sparked a huge global outcry and focused attention on victims of the bloody jihadist insurgency that has displaced more than 2 million people. But the anniversary of the April 14, 2014 attack came amidst a resurgence of large-scale abduction in Nigeria, with no end in sight to the conflict that has killed more than 40,000 people in the northeast. Sitting in the quiet town of Chibok, shaded by boa trees, mothers of the missing girls told AFP of their pain, hearing other children had been seized. I think of their parents and breakdown crying, said Shetima, whose abducted daughter, Margaret, turns 29 this year, and she's still in the den of these people. So I don't even know. Some parents would have even lost hope that this child is not
maybe she's not going to return.
I even heard of one then that the lady was telling them that they should leave her there, that she loves the person that she was betrothed to.
The person that she was married to.
Yes.
Because the lady has been brainwashed.
Honestly, I actually feel the pain of the parents because it's not easy to actually lose a child. Not that the person died. you know that such a person is alive, but you cannot see the person, and there is no assurance that you are going to see this person until such a person is pronounced dead or anything. So federal government, we know, I don't know about Ambassador Rotimi Oredwa, but I know that we actually know where these people are. We know where they are dead.
Exactly the point. Exactly the point. When you look
to.
at what is going on in Nigeria, you can see that, I do say it on this program, that there are some set of people that consider themselves Kaba, which they call Kaba and consider themselves untouchable. That are people of high ranking, high caliber people that believes that whatever they do is the final, nobody else can ever dare them. If this set of people were not being brought down, and when you look at what is going on, you remember when President Muhammadu Buhari was contesting for the election. Yeah. He said something in a speech which Nigerians should have owed as a word that is not well accepted to the whole Nigeria, that if he did not win the election, that it will make the country ungovernable for Jonathan. When you look at this statement, when you look at this picture or this statement, you will know for sure that this set of people have an extraordinary plan of bringing some terrorists into the country that will make the country ungovernable, and nobody is talking anything about it. And most especially, the people that pay me most was those people that were eating under them, that were unable to tell them the real truth.
No, you want to see them in those in power like that, and you see somebody eating under them. To tell the truth will actually be difficult, because they will tell you, once I say the truth, I might not be able to get the
that is not fair. That is not fair. Then we don't
knowing that it is at the detriment of the poor masses that they're actually doing what they are doing. The last but not the least, there are no room for criminal-minded migrants in Nigeria immigration boss.
If truly is embarking on it, you remember during this, when the election is fast approaching, do you know how many voters cards that were found in the forest, I think in the northern part of the country?
Everything is always in the northern part of Nigeria.
Do you know how many voters cards that was found, that even there are some names that when you had those names, you will know that this set of people were not from Nigeria, and they were being issued voters card to come and vote. Who are those people? Who are the initiators? Who
initiated it?
Who are those people that are behind this? And nobody has been brought to book by now. So if the immigration officer, the boss is coming out to say this, if it's not, if he doesn't have the backup of the president, he won't be able to succeed in the race.
She said, Mrs. Kemi Nandab, the Controller General and Nigeria Immigration Services (NIS) says no space will be given to any criminal-minded travelers to come into the country. Nandab gave this assurance in a statement by the agency's public relations officer, Kenneth Odo, on Wednesday in Abuja. The CG Controller General extended felicitations to all Muslims officers and men of the NIS, Nigerian citizens and migrants who are residents in the country. Nandab also felicitated with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, on the occasion of the Salah celebration. The minister also commended all Muslims who, through shared commitment and dedication, took time out to fast and pray for the security, unity, and welfare of the country. I just see if Nigeria is going to be a better country, with the rate at which all those religion people are actually taking their religion so serious. Nigeria should have been far better than this. Should have gone far ahead of this. But prayer without action at times, I just see it as being, you're just deceiving yourself.
We only pray in Nigeria. When you look at America, the rate of church in America, you can't compare with the rate of church in Nigeria here.
It's too much.
America don't go to church every day with the way we do in Nigeria. They go once in a week.
Sunday.
But when you look at their country is flourishing. What happened? It's not because God came down to help them. They help themselves. Why they pray unto God? The leaders kept on saying to the old Nigerians that keep on praying for the peace of Nigeria, keep on praying for the unity, keep on praying for the leaders. At the end of the day, the leaders we are not doing the right thing that they are supposed to do, that we make those prayers to answer. And when the prayers are not being answered, we need an action, because prayer with action will only move the country forward.
And that's why I say prayer without work is just as if you are deceiving yourself. So Nigerians, the more you pray, please put in effort. The Nigerian government starts from you and I. whatever you do in your house is what you actually portray out there. Somebody that cannot lead Israel at home wants to lead Nigeria. How is that possible? It is not possible. All right, this is where we'll be ending it today on News Review. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, on our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, and our TikTok account at Wisdom Yard Online TV. I remain my humble self, Odunayo Adele. Thank you for joining me in the studio.
Thanks for having me.
So we'll come by again on your screen. Be happy and be good. Happy celebration to all our Muslims out there. Bye.